Recently, the NBA YouTuber Uncut Hoops made a video where he attempted to explain why viewership ratings are down for the NBA this season and also even over the last several years. And in that video, I think he missed the mark. Now let me get this out of the way, I'm not trying to come at Uncut Hoops here. I actually like his channel, and more than that, I respect his channel as another small NBA YouTuber, even though he is a lot bigger than me. He is fighting an uphill battle to get his views, and he does make good, consistent content, whether you agree with every video or not. For example, I don't agree with this recent video of his, so I wanted to give you my take on what I think the actual reason is that NBA viewership is down. And in case you didn't see his video, I'll give you a real brief overview of his points, but you can watch the video for yourself. I'll put the link in the description. Basically, some of the reasons he gives are the social justice movements in the NBA, aka supporting Black Lives Matters. He mentioned injuries to superstars and the new lack of super teams, and he mentioned how the league has become quote-unquote soft. Now, to very briefly cover each of these. As far as the NBA becoming soft, I think first of all that's very overrated, and second of all, the majority of NBA viewers are younger. This is the basketball they're used to seeing. That's not going to change that. Even the older viewers, we all know plenty of older NBA viewers who complain about this kind of crap all the time. You even see it on TNT with guys like Shaq and Barkley. Complain about it all the time, but they don't stop watching basketball because of it. Now this is 100% my personal, what I've seen, alright? This is just based off what I've seen. But in my life, I have not seen that be a reason that people stop watching basketball. I know people, I got uncles and grandparents who watch basketball, and yeah, they complain about that all the time and how the 90s was a tougher era and whatever, but that has not caused them to stop watching. They still watch the sport, so I don't think that's nearly enough on its own. The next one is injuries. This season, injuries have undoubtedly hurt the NBA, and I think this is the biggest thing. Super teams bring in casual viewers. People like to watch this team that can absolutely dominate everyone else. The Golden State Warriors, the Brooklyn Nets this season if they were healthy, the Miami Heat, and the Shaq and Kobe Lakers. These teams bring in the views because people love to see these super dominant teams go and kick everybody's ass. And yes, not having them does hurt, but I don't think it's nearly enough to explain why viewership is down 20 to 45% on channels such as ESPN, TNT, and ABC. Injuries also play a factor in this. People like to see their superstars. People want to see Kevin Durant. They want to see James Harden, LeBron James, AD, Embiid, LaMelo, Zion, etc., 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 etc. I could go on all day. Every time a star gets hurt, which has happened a lot this season, it takes away some viewers, especially casual viewers who want to see those stars, and also even harder core viewers who are diehard for a specific team. Let me tell you, I've watched, I believe, every Sixers game this season, but it is definitely harder to get myself happy to watch a Sixers game where I know Joel Embiid is going to be out, because that's the same thing as saying, I know the team's probably going to lose. It's got to be the same thing for Lakers fans when LeBron and AD were missing for those several week period. They probably didn't want to watch their games because all of a sudden their team's a bunch of scrubs, so that does hurt viewers, but again, I don't think it would be enough to hurt them across the board, and I also don't think it would explain how low viewership has been going for the last several years, because it has been dropping since the early 2000s, and it's really been dropping over the last 5 to 10 years. It's really been going down in recent times. The last thing Uncut Hoops covers is how Black Lives Matters and other social justice movements have become involved in the NBA, and many people do not like how political it's becoming. And while yes, this is affecting some viewers, this is a myth that was busted last season with the idea that it's taking away a whole bunch of viewers from the NBA. The NBA is a business. And even though some people in there, the majority of the people in there in fact, may support social justice movements, they would not be this public with it if it was really going to be losing them money. If it was a big enough deal to be taking money from the NBA, they would be much more quiet about it. Trust me. However, it was proven that while some groups watch the NBA less because of all this social justice stuff, some other groups also watch the NBA more, and at the end, it cancels itself out, and it does not end up really affecting viewership or monetary gains for the league. So therefore, that cannot be the answer either. So what is the reason the NBA is losing views? Because it clearly is. It's going down in view ratings every season. And in my opinion, the reason why is because of the death of cable TV and the overtaking of streaming services. The NBA viewership is mostly younger people. Yes, a lot of older people watch the NBA, but every single year, a larger percentage of NBA viewers becomes a younger and younger audience. It's a league that is very popular in mainstream culture, and especially things such as hip-hop culture. A lot of young people watch the NBA, and they love basketball as their favorite sport. It's overtaking football, baseball, and hockey, although hockey was never really up there, in popularity. And it hasn't quite gotten football yet, but I fully believe it will in the next 20 to 50 years. Yeah, that's a long time period, but I'm just saying, football's really popular. So, the NBA viewers are getting younger, and younger people right now don't exactly have a lot of spare money to pay for cable television. First of all, think about the last time you watched cable TV, besides the NBA, because for me, I don't watch anything on cable TV that is not NBA basketball. And then I have issues when I'm in college where I don't watch the NBA. I have to either illegally stream it on Reddit, which isn't going to show up under NBA viewerships, or I just gotta watch highlights on YouTube later because my college dorm does not have cable, and therefore I can't watch shows on TNT or ESPN. It's not available for me to watch. And this is an issue that many people have. Many households literally don't have access to these channels with NBA basketball unless they're gonna pay a whole bunch of freaking money for it. And more people these days are not willing to fork over the dough. Most people just have Disney Plus, or they just have Netflix. They just have one or two of 20 million streaming services, and they don't have cable anymore because cable is stupidly expensive. So now, all of these basketball fans have two options. They can either do what I do all the time when I'm at college, and you either only watch the highlights on YouTube and Instagram and wherever else, or they illegally watch them on Reddit or somewhere. Not that I actually do that, YouTube. I'm just, hypothetically, of course, wink wink. That's what they do. Or they just don't watch basketball at all anymore because it's not on TV. And they, follow it by word of mouth, and they occasionally watch highlights, but overall, they're just not watching it as much anymore because it's not accessible to them. The NBA is taking away its own accessibility because the times are changing and people just can't afford all this cable and stuff. People my age who are paying for college, who are working little minimum wage jobs, who are barely getting by in their apartment or whatever that costs like $400,000 for a 2-room apartment in New York or some crappy place, they can't afford to watch cable. They don't have that kind of money. So, of course, viewership is going down because, like I said, the NBA viewers are getting younger and younger, and a byproduct of that is that NBA viewers are also getting poorer and poorer. They can't afford to watch the NBA any longer, and if the NBA wants to keep getting these views, they need to do something to fix it. I don't know if they should start uploading like entire things to YouTube, live streaming them there, doing it on social media. I don't know what the solution is, but I fully believe this is the main reason NBA viewership is going down. It's not because of social justice, it's not because of injuries, it's not because of how the league's changed, it's because of how people don't watch cable TV nearly as much as they used to because they don't have access or they just can't afford it. Uncut Hoops, if for some reason you're watching this video, good job with your channel. I'm seriously jealous of how many viewers you get, but I do think you missed the mark. I believe that what I've said today is the main reason that NBA views are down, and what you said may all be very slight contributing factors, but they are by no means the big reason why. Thank you all for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed, and once again, go check out Uncut Hoops' channel if you have not already. I will be putting a link in the description. Thank you for watching.